Snow White is a classic Disney animated film released in 1937, based on the German fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. It tells the story of a princess named Snow White who is the fairest in the land, much to the envy of the wicked queen. The queen orders a huntsman to kill Snow White, but he cannot bring himself to do it and advises her to run away into the forest. In the forest, Snow White discovers a small cottage belonging to 7 dwarfs, who allow her to stay with them in exchange for taking care of their house. Meanwhile, the queen learns that Snow White is still alive and disguises herself as an old hag to visit the cottage and kill her. The queen tricks Snow White using a poisoned apple, causing her to fall into a deep sleep that can only be broken by love's first kiss. The dwarfs discover the queen's plan and chase after her, but she meets her demise when she falls off a cliff. Eventually, a prince arrives and wakes Snow White with a kiss, breaking the curse. They then live happily ever after, and the dwarfs continue to live with Snow White in the castle. The movie ends with a grand wedding celebration. The film is known for its beautiful animation, memorable music, and iconic characters such as Snow White, the Wicked Queen, and the 7 dwarfs: Dopey, Grumpy, Doc, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, and Sneezy. It was the first full-length animated feature film and was critically acclaimed upon release, becoming a cultural phenomenon and setting the stage for future Disney films.
Rachel Zegler finds herself at the center of another Disney princess outrage. But the way this particular one came about demonstrates the inner workings of a cycle for whipping up fury. Who is she? Zegler is a 22-year-old actress and singer who had her breakout role in Steven Spielberg's 2021 West Side Story remake. The New Jersey native's background in acting and musical performance led to her being cast as the lead role in Disney's upcoming live-action remake of Snow White, which is scheduled for release next year. What's the big deal? That's a good question. A series of months-old interviews with Zegler have resurfaced and been turned into viral videos that are fueling negative reactions to the casting and reimagining of the story. In the interviews, some of which were from last year, Zegler offered her thoughts on the story of Snow White and how it has aged since the original cartoon in 1937. In one interview, Zegler says the dynamic between the princess and the prince was weird, and says the story had been altered to fit a more modern message that shifts away from romantic love and more towards empowering women. She's not going to be saved by the prince. And she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave and true, Zegler told Variety in an interview that was posted online last September. These comments, paired with the fact that the actress' complexion and Polish-Colombian background didn't fit the standards of many online trolls, led to Zegler's name being inundated with posts recently that criticize her casting, an almost exact repeat of the abuse Halle Bailey faced for her starring role in The Little Mermaid. Some online conservatives chalked up Zegler's statements to their overarching theory of a woke culture takeover. Some Disney fans took issue with an interview where Zegler admitted that she wasn't the biggest fan of the original Snow White growing up, a comment they felt to be an unfair takedown of one of their beloved childhood movies, and evidence of an actress who didn't express enough gratitude for the role. A cursory scroll of keywords related to Zegler and the movie on social media shows thousands of posts expressing a loss of interest in the film, racism towards the actress,